Okay, we's live, we's live, we's live. What's happening? What's happening, my good people? It's me, your homegirl, LaDosha Wright, aka Key Lolo, and I got my homegirl who I call unapologetically brilliant. The one and only Cheryl Morrow is in the heezy. So we are officially in these social media streets, and we is about to be like Wyclef Jean when they say you're in real big trouble. So we're about to get though into some good trouble because we are officially launching our podcast, our go live, our live stream, whatever y'all want to call it. We down with that too. And this one is called The Dumbest Hit That People Say About Black Hair. We intend for this platform to be full of love, laughter, and of course, debunking a lot of misinformation because we're just going to go ahead on and say it. The Afro hair care, this stuff has completely gotten out of control, and nobody really has the heart to go ahead on and address this issue at hand. And so Cheryl and I said, you know what, you down? And she said, I'm down.
Yeah.
So we both down. And this platform is really, if you read the description, it's pretty much telling you that the platform is about any and everything that has to do with Afro hair. So we're talking about Afro hair history, Afro hair science, Afro hair care, Afro hair styling, Afro hair products, Afro hair pioneers, Afro hair contributors, Afro hair writers, Afro hair photojournalists, you name it, any and everything Afro hair. Cheryl and I are here to set the record straight. And if it's something that we don't know, I guarantee you we will find it out. It is also a very interactive platform. So this is not a platform where we're here to just, inflate our egos and try to get a million likes. And no, we ain't about that. You know what I'm saying? So it's really for you. And it also gives you guys to see the opportunity to see another side of cosmetology and the science of Afro hair. Because if you look at social media, it's gone crazy. What you say? Cheryl, your turn. You take it away. What's your take? I'm gonna sit back and fix my hair. What you got to say about the dumbest hit that people say about Afro, which we don't have it. So they might say, "How y'all talking about Afro hair?" And y'all hair. So come on, break it down.
Oh, well, it's still in its, well, what do they call it? Natural status. I still have my natural status. You can hear me, right?
Loud and clear.
Okay. I don't know where they get it from. Afro texture and Afro cosmetology has never been taught. I don't know where they're getting most of their information. It's beyond me. And not to say that some of the information on the internet is not
Okay.
somewhat in the ballpark, but like you and I had spoken before, cosmetology never embraced the Afro. It never, it never passed through the ranks of traditional cosmetology. So whatever trickled out of black cosmetology in the 80s, it didn't make it to the 2000 Y2K. It didn't make it. I don't know where they getting, some of the things that they say. And what do we call it? What are,
Ish.
what are they, the ish? But I think that it is time to kind of dispel myths and get to some scientific truth into getting to where it is sound and accurate so we can get black hair, textured hair, Afro textured hair, natural hair care, whatever we like to call it, to get it on the scientific page so we can get on a set of truths that makes sense. And then we can problem solve. Because if you can't use myth problem solving. And so that means
That's right.
we're going to have religious conversation about it. And then we're going to have the spiritual world speaking about it. And then we're going to have the textured speaking about it. And then we're going to have the textured hair care speaking about it. And then we're going to have instructors, they got to pass, the state board. They're going to be talking about it. And
Right.
then we have the 100-year monopoly ladies talking about it, and it's not in a expertise world.
It's not
It
in the
really,
expert. Right. I think I'm going to go on record to say, and we got some people in the chat on both Facebook. We have them in the chat on YouTube. So welcome to all the wonderful people in the chat. Y'all showing up. Y'all showing up for us. And we like, booyah, it's time to give it to you. I'm telling you right now, on this platform, Cheryl and I, we're not afraid to tell you the truth. And this is really the platform I want everyone to know that this is where you can come and get the truth from people who actually work in the industry actively and who also have a history, that they actually created. So you can bet your bottom dollar that this is a tried, true, and trusted source. So we appreciate everybody in the chat who's coming to learn. And what are some of the dumbest hit, that people say about Afro hair. And so you were kind of, leading into where some of this is coming from. And remember, guys, this is interactive. So definitely, this is our first time at it, but we definitely want you guys to be involved. I will be dropping the link in case you guys want to join us in the future. But today, Cheryl and I, we're just going to tell you a little bit about, who we are, why we're doing this, and you can type any question that you have as we just start to drum roll some of the things to get the ball rolling, just so you guys can get a feel for what we're talking about. But I'm going to go on record to say that for me, as a licensed cosmetologist, social media caught me off guard. I'm gonna be honest. Social media is killing the game, and cosmetologists, we just aren't prepared. We were not. We were totally caught up. They told us it was coming, okay, but we thought that we was in a whole nother world. And so social media was for like them, for the fans. It's not for people who work behind the chair. We don't have time for this. You know what I'm saying? So I think social media caught us off guard, and I could just see in the chat that YouTube is lighting it up. And so we can see already that YouTube is a very, very powerful. What's going on, Miss Teresa? It's a powerful, powerful platform. And so Miss Foster, she already coming through that, some of the dumbest hit that she done heard already is that Afro hair is the strongest of all hair. But then she said on the other token, some people say it's the weakest, and she got the little emoji like, come on, can somebody just get it right? And this is what we're talking about. If we don't have these conversations, then people who do not know what they're talking about, they're going to stammer us out. So I'm going to say that social media caught us off guard. And so, and Ms. Foster, we definitely going to be able to answer your question. But Cheryl, what else caught us off guard aside? To me, I'm going to say the biggest culprit to me was social media, the YouTube with the how-tos. I mean, they stunned us. We was like, what happened? Wait. So I'm just saying, Foster, Lewis, whoever else in the chat, it caught us. This is just me. So prayerfully, we'll get more cosmetologists and barbers to come in. But what you say?
Well, the buildup is, I think that what the traditional white world, what they believe that because we're black and we have the hair on our head, so therefore it makes us an expert. But we have to separate it. We have styling experience because we're black. We don't have scientific experience. Those are not the same. And because your state cosmetology schools have to invite Afro science into the thought, written, and the scientific world when you're learning about cosmetology. Because one of the things that has hurt us is Afro people being thrown in with all hair is the same. And here is that it is, but the Afro hair is the prototype, not straight hair. And so once you understand that, and then every other, but you can't have that thought process and that scientific and medical and genetic truth. There is
Right.
only one hair. The problem is that you start from dominant, then you go to recessive. You, when the information is dispersed and when people start learning and education systems are built around that premise, it is built around straight hair as the world's prototype, knowing that that particular hair is not the majority. So you have to have the education to the majority of what that hair is, and that is a dominant,
Okay.
curly, coily, kinky, nappy hair strand. That is that hair. Now that makes sense. That is scientifically sound. So the all hair is the same kind of is probably the most single biggest problem that creates ish about black hair. And then everybody just takes it on and says, and then once, like Miss Foster asked, well, why do we have one part of one of, we have black hair is fragile, but then we have it's rough and tough and strong. And that is because we don't have a scientific truth, because we're just in, depending on, and, let me just say this, like
Mm-hmm.
a lady, they'll ask, oh, you're black. Come on over here and tell us about it. And just because you're black, that doesn't mean that you are quite scientifically.
Oh. Now we're going to get this platform. I'm going to give me some sounds that I can make and everything, because she is 100% emphatically right. When it comes to Afro hair care, you don't just get a pass just because you of this complexion, okay? This
Right.
the color of your skin, the texture of your hair, you don't get an automatic, you don't go past go and collect $200. Not
No.
on this platform. That's some of the dumbest hit that people say about Afro hair. So let me just say this before we go a little bit further. The chat is on fire. I'm telling you guys, we thank you guys so very much. If you guys could share the show. So if you know of a cosmetologist, if you have a friend or a family member who wants to, like, get on this. Now, this is not a movement.
Mm-hmm.
Cheryl and I want you guys to understand the dumbest hit that people say about black hair. This is not a movement. All right, guys, this is a position. This is
Absolutely.
a position where we're going to stand firm on empirical scientific data,
Mm-hmm.
research,
Mm-hmm.
people who have contributed. And of course, these things are ever changing. So some things that we might have said yesterday, it might change by tomorrow, but best believe we're on it. We're going to have other experts join us on this platform and let you guys know there is a science to Afro hair. And so all the other people out here who are like I just heard about this new thing where your hair is spiritual, and it's antennas. The antennas can reach out and it can touch some. It can touch you. You see, y'all see that? This hair gonna touch somebody. Did you know these hairs was what's up, Shelly Shockley? We got Team Shock. I mean, this chat, I want to appreciate y'all very much. So, Shelly, did you know that there's some people out here saying that this hair is an antenna and it can so we got to unpack that, because this type of information is being put out and it's very real to a lot of people. And so we're not saying that hair doesn't have some unique properties, but what we're
Absolutely.
saying is we want to put this in its proper context. So again, you guys share the show. We're going to let you guys know again as we go more into this live today, more about what we're doing and how much we appreciate you. And I see we got my homeboy Zany Zane is in the easy. So sure, let me shout out a couple of people. And if you see some people on your Facebook page, go ahead on and shout them out. We got Teresa in the easy. We got Miss Foster. Miss Foster, she's always keeping me together on YouTube. So I appreciate you for making sure I keep my ladies together. I appreciate you. Okay. We got Sam. We got Memphis. My aunt is in the house. She will, my aunt is always with me. We got my homeboy, Mr. Lee is in the house. We got Team Shockley. We got my homegirl, Miss Scott, who I always think I look like. Thank you, Miss Scott. Happy birthday. And so when I first saw her, I said, oh, finally, a customer who looks like me. And so, or who I look like. So Miss Scott is absolutely beautiful. You have to see this woman in person. My BFF, Rashida's in the house. So we thank you guys so very much, because this is definitely going to be a platform that's really going to be enlightening and extremely user friendly. We got Canada be showing up. We got Judy's in the house. When I tell you, I write, when Judy buys products, I literally write her love notes. Okay. So I'm not even joking, guys. Okay. So we appreciate you guys so much for joining us here on these. I really wasn't expecting this type of show up, but Cheryl, I'm telling you, I'm very, very excited and honored to be working alongside you. So people are probably wondering why you always bigging up Cheryl. Like, who? I mean, LaDosha, I thought you was Key Lolo. You the one to be out here on YouTube and acting crazy and everything, you know. So Cheryl's so mild mannered. So who is Cheryl Morrow? So let's tell them who you are, because y'all think I'm all that, but I'm telling you right now, when I'm talking about unapologetically brilliant, y'all about to get ready. So this is a ride. You want to, brace yourself for the ultimate rarest, that's what Sonic would say. So Cheryl, tell them, who are you? Because some people, I mean, I'm on your platform meeting some of your people, and you're on my platform meeting some of my people. So let's tell them who you are.
Born and bred in Black hair care, part of one of those famous dynastic families who contributed to Black hair science since 1962. And most people know my dad is Willie Morrow, one who brought the Afro comb to the Western Hemisphere, commercialized it, and put it to the point where Black people can have a comb that is conducive to their texture. Creating Afro science and books and science and research and photos and labs and chemistry and all that stuff. I was born into it. So all of the famous beauty personalities and contributors, and like we talk about LaDosha, we talk about the great Olive Benson, the great Eunice Johnson. There's so many, Celia DeVore, Jim Williams, from Thomas Hayden. I mean, just the Dudley family, Mr. Dudley, the master himself, Joe Dudley, and just George Johnson. I was born into it. So all of those men in the Bronner family, all of those are like family to me. So, and it was a very close-knit family. The Cottrells, which is Proline. So everyone knew each other. So growing up in it, I decided to take studying under my dad and studying chemistry and biology, and wanting to probably extend it to, going to medical school, but it just wasn't attractive to me. So I just hung on to science. But then I left San Diego, San Diego is the home of the Afro natural movement. But I just decided to go into hair loss and to go into cosmetic trichology. I figured that my dad had did everything but that, so I decided to go into that, and then write a book in 2005 called Beauty and Myth: Why Can't Black Women Keep the Hair They Grow? That did well. And just expounding on a legacy. I'm an heir. I decided to, not try to find my place in the world, and just fit into what my finish, and put something very nouveau and futuristic, Afro-futuristic, into what Mr. Morrow did already. And so,
Okay.
Hey, carry the torch. And I know that, there's a lot of Black heirs that from that, 60s, 70s, and 80s, and 90s. I don't know where they went, but, I don't talk to them much. I think me and Bernard Bronner, we stay in touch.
Okay. The
Often.
Bronner brothers just released their very first professional shampoo, and it's called Scalp Ale. So I'm really excited for the Bronner Brothers. I know they're the masters of over-the-counter. So as a cosmetologist, I do not use any over-the-counter products in the hair salon because I think it's very disrespectful to use products that your customers, could just, it's like you're shopping alongside your customers. Now, I do understand that there are some products that are not made, quote unquote, professionally. So in that instance, I get that, like spritz, you got to go to the hood, you know what I'm saying? So you got to get the Bronner Brothers spritz, but there are some things that you have to get from those supply stores for certain hairstyles. But I just think professionally, we should definitely be using professional products. So I'm excited that I'm telling you guys, it's the bomb. I'm actually going to do a video on that. So we got some people up in the chat that's talking about, like, come on, let's get into it. So I'm going to shoot out, a couple of the dumbest hit that people say about black hair. So we're going to play this little game. Now, what I want you guys to do to stay involved with this live today and this podcast is, I need you guys to drop in some of the dumbest, because I'm going to admit I'm going to fess up. So when I read off some of this stuff, I'm going to say, hey, I used to, as a licensed professional, I used to say it. So I'm going to be honest because, like she said, we're not taught this stuff in cosmetology school. We're going to bring out the book one day. We got a whole lot of stuff to share with you guys. So again, we got some other people that just came through the chat, and we just want to welcome you guys. Miss Bianca, we got Annie here. What's up, brother Sean? We got the Mossy Warrior clan up in here. Now I'm feeling real special. We got Miss Sophia the first. What's happening? So we got some heavy hitters are coming through, and I can't tell you again how much I appreciate you. So again, we're gonna start off with some of the dumbest hit that people say about black hair. Now, we do have some requests already, like, "Ooh, I need her book." So I'm gonna have you. If the book is still for sale, if you can go ahead on and share with us where we can get the book. And we're going to tell y'all how y'all can get all of our stuff, all of our good information. So keep y'all notebooks and stuff ready. And so, we got one in the chat already. Miss Foster, I knew I could count on you to come through for me. So she said, here we go. And this is how we're going to be doing this, guys. So we want y'all to just like, "Oh, I heard this," like get the word out, like, "Girl, that ain't true." If you guys are in the hair salon, the barbershop, we want you guys on your cell phones. Like, I'm in the chat with Cheryl, Morrow, and LaDosha Wright, and this is what they're saying in the barbershop, so we can just really debunk some of this stuff, all right? So Cheryl, here she go. What's up, Queen Cheetah? Oh, man, I'm feeling so blessed. So blessed. Like, y'all, sure, they coming out for us. I feel like they got the red carpet, okay? Now, remember, this is the one, and there are no other platforms like this. Is going to be the only show that's really telling the truth about Afro hair. And if we're going to challenge some feel-good areas. So if you real weak at the knees, get off the platform, because Cheryl is what I'm telling you. She unapologetically, did you hear what I said? Unapologetically brilliant. Me, I'm a little ghetto. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Sean? Sean, I'm a little ghetto. Sean know me, all right? Okay, what's up, Queen Cheetah? So here go the first one. Blacks hair cannot be washed more than once a week. Some of the dumbest hit that people say about black hair. Can we wash our hair more or less? So what's up with that right there? That's a good one. What do you say?
Well, first of all, we have to examine how did it get started. Because when we were kids, that wasn't an issue. Now, I'm assuming, let's just put a cap on it. I'm 55. So I know that wasn't an issue when I was a kid. I don't think that, and let me just say this, and if everyone can agree, washing your hair is indicative of how many times you want to do your hair from scratch. And that is akin to how long will this style last? And so when you have how long will the style last, that's a folklore. So then now you go into another myth. that you want your style to be extended from one Sunday to the next Sunday. And it could see, and one of the things, these myths get started with hair trends. They don't get started because we just think of them. They don't get started
Hold
in
up.
beauty school.
Let me interrupt you. Let me interrupt you a little bit. Now, we got a little bit of reception issues, so make sure we got, because you're getting a little foggy here. So let's make sure we're getting that. Okay, there she go, guys. We can see you. Thanks, guys, so much. They said that. Okay, all right. Okay. So now you just said something that got me now, because people ask me. Now, I'm gonna blame this on you, Miss Foster, because you the one that got it started, okay? So you said this the style. How long is it going? How long is it gonna last? How long is this hairstyle gonna last? All right. So we gonna hit that. Now these questions coming through so hard. I don't even know. Y'all, I didn't think y'all was gonna come out like. Sure, I hate to put you on the spot, but sure gonna handle all the questions. I'm gonna be the hit starter. You already know how I'm gonna be, what my role is in this. So finish that up, and then we got some the relaxer questions. They got the creamy crack jumping off. So we go. This is the dumbest hit that people say about black hair. We are qualified. We are licensed cosmetologists. I'm trained in trichology. I'm a Porosity certified master colorist. Cheryl comes from the line. She is the lineage. She is direct. She is the heiress to the California curl. So she is from the family who invented everything that we're doing right now. So don't come on this platform if you ain't ready for the truth, because I'm telling you right now, you're going to get whooped, okay? So finish that up. How long is this song going to last?
So chemistry speaking, medically speaking, scientifically speaking, that is not a sound logical statement. You can wash your hair as many times as you want because you did when it was natural. That is not, that is something that is carried through Black generation of doing press and curls. That is through the curl era, because if you washed it, you know, then the natural oils or the juice or the activator would wash out. And how long did it take it to get back, you know, moist? So that's 3 days. So you're always trying that statement, that phrase, that terminology is not because of any damage in terms of water and soap. That has nothing to do with it. Your hair is not going to fall out because you wash it every day.
Whoop, whoop.
So, that folklore. It comes from styling preservation. That is about preserving a style and keeping your hands out of it, going to bed and allowing it to last. And so it's a myth that you can't wash your hair. Now, let me just say this. I am one of the experts on this subject matter, and I only wash once a month, if that. And of course, my hair is, I have a lot of it. And so that has nothing to do with keeping hair on your head. That is a myth. And I think that because you have to understand, cosmetic needs and wants have nothing to do with scientific logic and sound and facts. You can wash your hair every day and it'll still be in your head. Now, cosmetically,
let me pause you again. I'm sorry, guys. So they said they're trying to get these likes up. We appreciate y'all so much. They like we the truth up in here finally. So I see you guys been waiting for this. So I want to tell y'all the truth. This wasn't my idea. It was her. There you go. She the one. Right there. She the one that said we need to do this. So when I tell you the woman is unapologetically brilliant, she is. And what she's trying to get you guys to understand is that we have to make a difference, like she said, between what's cosmetic and what's scientific. And then we got my homegirl Nicole is in the chat, and she's definitely saying that some of this stuff is by design. And we hope you guys understand this. This is a business, y'all. And I'm not trying to, and I'm a hairstylist. I know I don't look like one, but I'm a real live hairstylist. And so the name of my book is titled, there it is over there, What They Don't Tell You at the Hair Salon. And you guys have got to understand that, like she said, some of this, we're mixing stuff up, interchangeably when we really should not be. So you wash your hair, as needed per what you want. But the notion of, if I pay this much money, then my hairstyle should last. That's like going to the dentist and saying, well, I got my teeth cleaned, and a cleaning examination is about the same amount of a hairstyle. Believe it or not, it really is. You would not brush your teeth, right, because you just spent 75 because you're taught how to brush your teeth. And so what we're saying is that if you have the right products, the right tools, and the right technique, you won't be a slave to that. And somebody just also, Miss Foster, put in the chat that at the end of the day, it's all about, hygiene, keeping your hair clean. And so however you want to do it, it's up to you. It's called what? Personal hygiene, not LaDosha and Cheryl said. It's personal hygiene. All right. So what's up? We in here, Keenan, right? We got thank you guys so much. They said Cheryl is definitely Sister Cheryl. They feeling you right about now. So we had another one about you cannot put chemicals in your hair when you're on your menstrual cycle. We talking about the dumbest hit that people say about black hair. Now, by the way, just because it's dumb don't mean it might not be true. We're going to let y'all know that true, all right? Okay? So this is coming from my homegirl, Team Shockley's in the Heezy. So she says, is this dumb? What's up with that?
It's dumb.
It's dumb. Dumb girl.
And let me be clear. When people say things like that phrase, you always notice every time they say something like that about black hair, they never scientifically explain it to you. One of the things about dumb hit is that they never explain it. Now, and you have to, and believe me, in writing a book about black hair myths, I understand that there is a beauty school truth. There may be a professional truth. There may be a consumer truth, but they all have to be, they have to have a lineage. Where did it start? How did it start? And understanding that medically, hygienically, you can wash your hair every day. But see, the problem is cosmetically, you don't want to do it every week. You don't want to do it because cosmetically, you want the hair to be slick, moist, and kind of wet, and you want to do those things. So you have a cosmetic choice. And where did the myth come from? It didn't come from the biological science and chemistry and science world. That did not come from that. It came from the cosmetology world, which means that the feel of it, the shine of it, you want the hair to preserve, you want your curls to stay in from week to week because you don't want to roll it, you don't want to have to. That's where that particular myth comes from. And so when you're talking about your menstrual cycle, that has, that is a hormonal issue. That has nothing to do with what is going on externally on the skin and hair. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense.
They don't.
So what we want you guys to understand, and that is true, you have a cosmetic drive and then you have a scientific drive. So someone wrote, like Miss Foster, you dropped in the chat that you have to do yours more often because you have a problematic scalp. So you could tell by my hair, I'm what you call one greasy Negro, okay? I'm like very, very greasy. I get oily, you know what I'm saying? So that's what we're telling you guys. That monolith about Black people can't and just trying to clump us all together. We're asking you all, please buyer beware. All of this stuff that you guys are hearing, this is where we want you guys to come to get the truth because it's quick, it's vetted, and it's scientifically sound, and it matches you personally. because what Cheryl does and what I do is going to be two different things. So Miss Foster, you are absolutely right. If you have a problematic scalp, you don't get on YouTube and you start listening to people tell you, if you have a problematic scalp, put some juju berries and some coconut oil and some, no, listen to your body first, because you can see it. It's like it's got to go. So you have to.
And if you do have a scalp issue, then the last thing you want to do is put oil on it.
Did you hear that?
A very good thing for a problem scalp.
Yeah. Shelly says she never believed that. She absolutely thought it was absolutely hilarious. So I knew you, Team Shockley. I knew you was down for it. Teresa Lewis also dropped in the chat that so washing hair was financial. It makes sense. Like, you better not wash that silk press out. It just. Teresa, that's what we're here for. I mean, every stylist, every barber, every technician, whatever you want to call us, everybody has their own theory that they're operating from. So before you spend that money, you want to make sure you find out exactly, who and what that cosmetologist, that barber, that natural braider, that loctician, that, energy guru, whatever they want to call themselves. You want to know where these people are coming from, where they're getting this information from, because you can get caught up. And I'm telling you right now, you're going to spend a lot of money. So here's another one. They want to know about, here we go. This is from Queen Cheetah. We should talk. Okay, I'm just going to read what she says. She says, you should talk about how to learn about your hair and what type, like 4C hair, low, high hair, porosity, and etc. The dumbest hit. Now, I'm going to tell you right now. Now, me and Cheryl, what's up? We got another Canadian in the house. What's up, Shanna? How you doing? So I'm just going to say this. Now, Cheryl, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not for the natural hair movement. I'm going to tell you off the rip, the natural hair movement is the worst thing that has ever happened to African Americans and their hair. So this is me, and I'm going to let Cheryl take it. I'm going to let Cheryl take it from there. And then Queen Cheetah, just stick with us, Queen, because she's dropping some more stuff, in the chat. So what's up with hair typing as we talk about the dumbest hit that people say about black hair? Don't forget to share the show, guys, because we really want this to be like, this is the source. Let's just say that the source is right here. What's up? Is that some of the dumbest hit hair typing? Porosity, put your hair. Let me put my hair in this water and see if it'll float. Okay, two. Here you go, Cheryl.
Well, there's two things.
Get y'all pencils ready. Get y'all pencils ready.
There's two things. Porosity is not absorption. It's not moisturization. It's not wetness.
This vodka, y'all. This vodka. What?
Porosity is the level of permeation after an act. Hair does not have a natural porosity. You have to chemically treat it, then it'll have a porosity level. But hair is hydrophobic. Keratin is hydrophobic, so it doesn't have a natural porosity. There's no such thing. And I do agree with LaDosha that the YouTube, what they did was they took certain things from the European hair care world, and because we are void of our scientific truths, what we do is that we grandfather or grandmother it into what we're doing, and they have no validity, because you have to understand, one, hair is kinky, coil, and dominant. Kinky and coily Afro textured hair is dominant. And so it doesn't, so when we have information, we want to talk about science, the porosity level is only after a chemical treatment. You have to permeate, you have to stretch, you have to cause a difference. Then the hair will have a porosity level. But hair does not have a natural porosity level because it is hydrophobic. It repels. Your skin is hydrophobic. If it was hydrophilic, you get in the shower and you drown. So it is a barrier. It is designed that way. So
I just poured some water on my hand so you guys can see exactly what she's talking about. Okay.
No one says
so,
No one says skin has a natural porosity. No one says that. So
and I think what they're doing too is that they're taking layman's terms like porous and absorption, and they're playing on you guys' psyche. You know, when you see this afro, this hair, you know, swell up and revert, they're playing on the physicality, like what you see with the naked eye. And what Cheryl and I are telling you, there is a science. And just because people,
now that I think about it, because I'm gonna forget it. Sorry for interrupting.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
You know how when you take a person a little boy, and you throw him in the pool, and the beads of hair will stand on top of his head? Well, if you have a porosity level, then that wouldn't happen. Hair does not absorb water. It doesn't have a natural porosity. So that's number one.
It's funny because I'm gonna actually I actually did a video where I'm gonna slow it down so you guys can see that the hair is getting wet.
Right. Then
getting wet and absorption are
it evaporates. Water, but the water is not going in.
Different thing. You can get wet. Yeah, you can get wet in the shower, but the water is not going into the skin, guys. So you have to be very, 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 very careful.
Let me just say this. So let me just say it, and I can prove it. When you wash dishes and your hands are in water too long, what does the skin do? It wrinkles. It wrinkles. Because it may have gotten into, you are softening the skin, and the skin is adjusting, so it's wrinkling, and your fingertips gets very wrinkled when you submerge it. But if that was not the case, the water would just go straight through your skin, and you dip in your hands into dishwater. But your skin and your hair does not have a natural. And even if just because you have pores does not always mean that it's going below the epidermis. Pores just mean that is and you only can kind of know that, pores can also be damaged. They can be enlarged. But they're there to create precipitation and therefore for sweat and things of that nature. But no water is seeping in, nothing. And that's a whole nother,
and you know what, guys, we are going to unpack some of this. So like what she's saying, like when you submerge your fingers, like in water and everything, and they get all crinkled. Hair does the same thing. We call that climatize. Your hair responds to the climate. You guys can see my hair responding to this climate as I sit here. So it's actually trying to frizz up. This is what hair does naturally. So we're asking you guys, be very, very, very cautious, and make sure, just like you guys are in this chat questioning, put these jokers, these busters on the spot and make them explain that porosity to you. And I guarantee you, they're not going to be able to do it because your hair is not a sponge. Please, your hair is not a sponge. It doesn't suck stuff up. The cuticles, they do open and close, but she just told you, you need a chemical. You need to put a heat or something to make that happen. Water, the molecules, I mean, that's like she said, please, y'all, don't believe the low porosity, high porosity. Don't take your hair and cut it and put it in the cup and see if it floats. Stop, come on now. They need to cut it. And the only people that they hurting, y'all, is you guys. Because after that comes a hard sell to do what? Buy. Can you buy my? Get off. Stop all that nonsense, all right? So we got a brother in the chat, Mr. Sineferu, and he wants to know, this is some dumb hit that people say about hair, but this is actually a question, all right? What's a good hair grease for a brother trying to get that 70s fro? So we see some mix up all in that. But remember, I'm putting all this on Cheryl. So Seneferu, Teti, we got some glyph speakers in the house. I might need y'all to come over and translate this name. But I do see Seneferu, I do see Teti. So Teti, we are going to help you out, and we're going to break down good grease for men trying to get that 70s Afro. I'm struggling with grease and Afro, but Cheryl, here we go. Let's go.
Okay, grease is petrol. Grease is a petrol. It's Vaseline. It is usually oils that have big fat molecules, like beeswax is a big fat molecule. Mineral oil actually this is an oil myth, and believe me, we get this one completely. I mean, there's so much that oil seals in water, which is other ridiculous. But anyway, but to answer your question, I'm assuming, my brother, that you are just trying to get some shine, because there is no other medicinal, herbal, organic, holistic reason to use oil. My father had one mentor. His name was Austin Curtis. Austin Curtis was the assistant to George Washington Carver, and then my father taught me oil science. But if it's petrol based, it's going to lay on the surface and attract a bunch of dust and dirt. Then you're going to have to wash your hair, and of course, that has a plantation. There's some plantation roots with grease, but yes. oil is a fascinating thing, because of course petrol is synthetic, beeswax is natural, but grease is synthetic, and that is
he said he's trying to get some shine right now.
Well, it's only going to be for shine. You just know that there is no nutrients in oil on the surface. Oils don't, because you can't metabolize oil unless it passes through the liver. All oil molecules, if they're natural, need to be metabolized. That's why you have a liver, for that very reason. But oils on the surface, I don't care if they're essential, which is the last gestation of an oil. If they are food grade, beauty grade, or industrial grade. If grease is petrolatum, so they only go for shine. So brother, good luck, because you're gonna have to wash it out, because it's gonna end up on your
right. So basically, Seneferu, the oil is definitely just going to be used to help your Afro shine. But as far as like getting that Afro big, you just want to grow your hair and then get you a nice, pick or a long tooth comb and go ahead on and pick it out. And then that's how you pat it down, to groom that fro, and you find you a good barber, who's going to keep it nice and shaped up as it grows out, which if you have Afro hair, you really won't have a problem with that. But any grease that you like, there's so many on the market. Like she said, at the end of the day, I'm with her. It's all the same, guys. So whether you use Vaseline, Blue Magic, $20 hair grease, with all the seances on top of it, grease is grease. Okay, so go for it, and I guarantee.
Blue Magic is food coloring and Vaseline. It's only a tint.
Yeah.
Vaseline.
Yeah, it's just blue coloring and Vaseline. So if you like Blue Magic, go for what We're not here to put down. We're not here to lift up. We do have some favorite products that we like, and as we do this live, we will definitely be able to talk about that some. But we are coming up. That was 1 hour of fascination. So let me just let y'all know, it's going down like this every Monday. Every Monday, we got California. Since we can't play the music, they can't stop us from singing it. California knows how to do hair. Now, you did hear her say, by the way, that the natural hair movement, it has its roots, the original, not the stuff they're doing today. It has its roots in California. I know a lot of people think it was down south. They think it was New York, but we setting the record straight. San Diego, blackity, blackity, black on black on black on black on black, 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 black. That's where you want to go, guys. San Diego. All right. So as we wrap it up, thank you, Dehudi. I see you. I see you in the chat. We got some wonderful people in the chat. We got my homegirl, Free. What's up, Free Nelly at sbcglobal.net? That's my best friend right there. Okay. So right quick before we wrap up, can we get one more in? Queen Cheetah says, well, what about castor oil? Jamaican, that is.
Well, you got you have all oil, especially if it comes from, let's say, coconut, okay, or you have castor if it comes from a particular fruit. You're only doing the essence or the zest. Let's just say you can't get oil from the inside of a lemon. You have to get it from the peel because the fragrance is in the peel, not the meat. That is water. All fruit inside is wet. So you can't get oil from mango. You can't get oil from the meat of avocado. You can't get, you have to cook the peel. Then, or let's just say this. You guys ever had, you guys see oil when you have dried fruit, but you have to dry out the water, make it dry, and then you crush it, and that's when you get the essence of the oil. And castor oil, all oil. That's why you get a blackhead. The skin cannot metabolize oil on the surface. It would only sit on the surface. It's called surfactants. They don't travel. They don't respond to air. They don't respond to oxidation. They don't respond. You must eat them. And unfortunately, eating oil also has nothing to do with the health of hair. All of those things are just myths. We just say them. And let me just say this, because black hair is so dominant that environmentally, bioenvironmentally, chemically environmentally, it is self-sufficient. Black hair care is self-cleaning. You don't need, it doesn't create an odor. It doesn't have a sulfur composition, which is, I know that's chemistry, but that is one of those things that we have to understand. If we talk about Afro hair in a scientific way, then we will begin to be able to have facts, scientific sound, one truth. We get on some truths, and we have a very good parlay of a very good educational system from a dominant prototype. And that is why, and I didn't get to answer her second question because we got on porosity, but there is a hair type, but there's only one. And that is because there's only one human being. You don't have types of human beings. You have one human being. You have one hair. It's just dominant, and one is a variation, wavy, straight, big curl, but it all comes from the original hair, which is Afro texture, and that is the dominant prototype. That is the ultimate dominant phenol trait is Afro texture, and every other hair is a variation of that. That's it. There's no types. So 1A is actually Afro hair. 4C is actually straight hair. It goes the opposite because you go to dominant to recessive, not recessive to dominant. Does that make sense?
Did y'all get that? Zane Montego said, now that's scientific. You hear that, guys? It's the other way around. So we want you guys to stay and stay with us. Next Monday, we're going to be coming back. And we're going to be going live. We want you guys to get all your questions ready for the dumbest hit that people say about black hair. And I'm going to wrap this one last one up that just keep coming through. And they want to know about if you got a texture in the front and a texture in the back. And so I'm just going to say this. And what happens, I got my homegirl Nene here. Hey, Nene. So this is my homegirl, Nene. And so typically sometimes what happens aesthetically is that wherever you touch the hair the most, you're working the fabric. So sometimes if you touch your hair here a lot, it'll be softer than if you touch your hair, in the back. So make sure that you're paying equal attention to how you're caring for the entire head of hair and not just portions of the hair, because that can give you a false read and make you think that you got, like you said, Puerto Rican in the front and then you got something in the back. Sometimes it's the stressors that we're putting on the actual texture, and also the products of how you're applying the products that can definitely also have an impact on what you see that's happening to the hair. And again, we're going to be able to cover some of this a little bit more as we join you guys every Monday at 6 p.m. with some of the dumbest hit that people say about black hair. And people already in the chat like, is Asar Imhotep, is he in there? Because I saw his picture with you and Chill. Asar, can you just come and grace us? We do have the one and only Asar Imhotep is just gonna come in right quick, and so y'all can stop. Y'all take it. Asar that took over our chat. You see what I'm saying? Come on back here, Asar, right quick, and just wave at the people so they can know that what you're saying is true. He is definitely in the house, so he's gonna walk over here. But in the meantime, when he gets over here, Cheryl, where can they get your book, by the way?
They can go on Amazon.
Okay. So what's the name of the book? I'm going to type it in the chat. What's the name of it?
Beauty in Myth. Why Black
Beauty
women.
in Myth.
Beauty.
All right. So next time I will make sure I put, as a matter of fact, I'll come back and put her the link to the book on Amazon, so you guys don't have to go through all that. But for now, it's right there. My books, What They Don't Tell You at the Hair Salon, Curly Hair Adventures, the Right Hair Care Products, everything is inside the Amazon store. And then also, we want you guys to know that Cheryl and I were definitely working on a documentary titled The Narrative. And so it's really about, picking out the truth about Afro hair. And we just really plan to be here for you guys. So, Asar, come on right quick so they can know that you're here. Come on right quick. They like, is that true? Did I see him? So Asar's going to come in right quick and say hi, and we're going to jump on off and end this broadcast. So he's coming through. He's going to just slide to the left, slide to the right. Here he comes, guys. Get ready. All the ladies now. Don't hate!
Peace and blessings, everybody. Hope you all are doing well and getting much of this much needed knowledge. I'm sitting here in the back learning while we're earning. And so here in Cleveland for the first time, so I had to see my peoples. So hope you all enjoying yourself. Make sure y'all get her books. Y'all support her documentary that's coming up. I'm gonna have her on my show soon. And so and all of her people that she supports. Everybody she interviews, you support them. Make sure that you like the video, that you share the video, and that you subscribe if you have not subscribed to the channel as of yet.
All right. That's how we get down. You see that show? We bring in a little YouTube celebrity. That's why people like you. When I say them YouTube streams, I stole that from Asar. So you got YouTube streams, and you got the Cheryl Dosha building. You know what I'm saying? We got the Avenue up in here. Okay. So guys, we're gonna go ahead on and sign off. We thank you so much for joining us. We will be back next Monday, okay, at 6 o'clock on time. Get your questions ready, get your comments ready about what the dumbest hit that people say about black hair. Cheryl and I, we either gonna quantify, clarify, or get that hit on up out of here. That might be our set. Get that hit on up out of here, all right? Okay, you know what we say? We're always signing out, talking about a whole lot of peace, a whole lot of love, and most certainly a whole lot of hair. But check this out. If you ain't got no hair, don't want no hair, can't stand hair, can't grow no hair. As a matter of fact, you plan on cutting it off in 2022, we say don't worry about it. Just rub your beautiful bald head, because bald heads are beautiful too, and so are you. You can find Cheryl Morrow on Facebook and the other social media platforms. So she is not as ghetto as me, but she is there for you guys. You got anything, Cheryl?
Just always keep it scientific so we can solve our own problems.
All right, that's what I said. Keep it scientific. Booyah! Time to give it to ya. Deuces, good people.